Dion Sims, thanks for being with me. You know, I'm really excited because your grandmother's a pretty big deal. She's a
I'm
pretty big
spoiled.
deal.
I'm
You are
spoiled
spoiled.
for
You are
sure.
spoiled. So just real quick, your grandmother is Miss Opal Lee, and Opal Lee has committed her life to having our nation embrace Juneteenth as a national holiday. And so on Juneteenth, for everybody who's watching, I got to sit down with Miss Opal Lee, and we're going to be airing that interview. But Dion, I'd love for you to just tell people a little bit about the movement and how they can get involved, because that they don't know before the interview, after the interview, everybody's going to want to get involved. So tell them how they can get involved.
Well, thank you, Pastor Chuck. Again, my grandmother got a bee in her bonnet that it was taking too long for Juneteenth to be made a national holiday. And so she set out to bring awareness to the fact that it needed to be a holiday. And the thing that she felt she could do is, I can walk. I mean, at the time she was almost 90, but she figured if, a little old lady in tennis shoes got walking, somebody would take notice. And so she did what she could, which is she walked. And so it started out in 2016. It has grown over the last 4 or 5 years. And she walks 2.5 miles to symbolize the 2.5 years that it took for enforcement to reach Galveston.
That's right.
And that's really an important thing, because she used to say the slaves didn't know they were free, but that's not true. They knew. Matter of fact, they had watch night services to watch for freedom. So they knew, they just didn't have the enforcement of the troops. And so she walks that 2.5 miles to symbolize. And so she will be doing that on the 19th of June. And we're asking that people join her virtually all across the country to walk 2.5 miles, either on their treadmill, in around a school track, in your neighborhood, with your family, get a group together. It is a fundraiser for her. So it's kind of like a 5K, like a Komen 5K or something. And they can register to join her, and they'll get a bib that they can put on. So we need them to walk and take a selfie with their bib on, say Opals Walk, put the hashtags that we'll send out to everybody. And we want her to trend that day. So even if you can't do it with us at the time that she's doing it, do it during the day, post the day, and just say, I'm walking with Opal for Juneteenth, because that's really what we need folks to see, is that there's support for it all across the country.
Yes. Love it. And so how can people register? What's the website for people to go
So
and register?
If they go to opalswalktodc.com and find the link, they can sign the petition there as well as register for the walk there. Then it'll take them into our race roster platform that will give them all the information. But it's truly about driving awareness and making more people aware of the significance of Juneteenth, why it should be a national holiday, that it's not just a Texas thing. You know what? I liken it to Christmas.
Yeah.
We celebrate Christmas on December 25th because that was the day we designated. It wasn't the real day that Jesus was born on, but it is a day that was chosen to commemorate. We know that there are several days for which there are freedom came to different parts of the country. And we're just asking for a single day to recognize it as a country. And that day just happens to be June 19th. And that's, again, the whole premise behind a national holiday.
I love it. I'm in. I'm going to be doing the walk, and I'm going to get a whole bunch of people to do it with me. And so I just want to say thank you so much. And we're excited. And I'm telling you, you will want to, if you're watching right now, you want to hear this interview, the story, the leadership, the vision of this woman and what it means for our country is inspiring. So Dion, thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you for being a spoiled granddaughter who is carrying on the legacy of a great grandmother. And we're just so thankful for you.
Thank you, Pastor Chuck, for having me.
All right.